Hey guys, welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to rig the character. This character has been rigged. And if I select the hip controller and hit G, you notice that our character is now moving. So it is very cool to see your character come to life. And so we're going to go ahead and rig this character. So let's go ahead and get started. And so here we have the file that we've been working on. This is the character that we've been working on, and the last video we just created all the materials for it and we gave them color. In this video we are going to create the rig, and so for that we need to make sure that we have the Rigify plugin. And so it's nothing you have to download, it's just something that you have to turn on here in the preferences. Go to add-ons and then just look for rig, and make sure that this is turned on, Rigify. So mine is, and if yours isn't, go ahead and click that on, and then you can go ahead and close that, and we can create the rig. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'm just going to hit add, and I'm going to go to armature and add a human meta rig, and there it is. And with this, I'm just going to turn on wireframe, and so let's go to the front view. And I'm going to scale this and scale this way up to match the shoulders, right about there, right there. That's what I want. And you've noticed the face kind of lines up, the shoulders line up, and the hips and everything kind of lines up. And that's what we have to do next. So we go tab into edit mode. Here, edit mode. And then we are going to adjust all the joints or the bones. And so let me zoom in here to the shoulders. Let's start here with the shoulders, guys. In this one, I'm going to grab these two and I'm going to align it. I'm going to hit G to align, and I'm going to align it to right there. The shoulder is right there. I'm going to grab, before I do though, I'm going to undo that. I want to turn on symmetry in the X here. And so any movement that we do here, it's on the other side as well. And so I'm going to align this joint to the shoulder. And then I'm going to move this joint, G, right up to the elbow, right there. And I'm going to grab all of these, all the hand, and move them, G, right to where the wrist is, right there. But before I do the hand, if I rotate it, hit R to rotate, you notice that it doesn't rotate as the whole hand doesn't rotate. So what I need to do is change it to bounding block center so that I can rotate it, R, and I can rotate the whole hand like this. And so what I'm looking at is this, the part of the hand right there. G to move it, put this part right on the wrist, just like that, and then make sure that this is lined up. We're going to line up the fingers right now, but you want this part to line up. In fact, I could maybe move it just a little bit down right there. And so you want those bones to be centered right here, right on the hand, right inside the hand. So if you look at it from the top view, it's way off. So let's go ahead and fix that. I want to move my shoulders, G and then Y, to about the center, and this whole hand also, G and then Y, to about the center, right there, and then rotate it. I'm looking at this one so that it's kind of straight, and then placing it back to where it belongs. We'll fix the fingers here in a minute. And then the elbow, I just need to move it forward. You can't put it straight like this. It's called a pre-bend. What we need to do is just barely push it to where it's already bent like that. And that is for that the IK system knows how to bend these bones. Since it's already bent a little, it's called a pre-bend. It will know to bend it this way as opposed to that way. All right, let's get the fingers done. with the fingers, I want to select all the finger, and I'm going to do one at a time. And so here I'm going to move this so that this one, I'm looking at this one, kind of lines up to right in between the finger. And then I can move this one wherever I need to. Be careful when you move this one. You have to box select, because if you notice, there's two joints in there. You can't just click on it. If you click on it and then move it, you're gonna, I'm gonna undo that. You're gonna put it out of alignment. So you have to box select this joint and then move them together, just like this. Now, before I move on to the other ones, notice how these are bent down like this, right? And so there's a little trick that I learned. Here I'm going to turn off proportional editing, and I'm going to show you that I'm going to turn on the snap to, and then I'm going to turn on and snap to volume. And what that does, it's going to snap to the center of the geometry. So if I grab this joint and I move it up, it snaps right into the center of the finger. See that, guys? It's right down the center. And so if we go back to the top view, we can move these two, move them over. This one, let me zoom in a little bit. Let me move over. This one belongs right in the center, right? 1, 2, 3, right in the center. This one here belongs right here, and the tip belongs right at the tip. So each joint goes right in the center. There's 3 for this joint. There's 3 loop cuts, 1, 2, 3, and this one goes in the center. And this one goes in the center. And then I'm trying to center it this way too. And so if we look at it, notice that the joints did exactly what I needed them to do, right in the center. And we're going to be adjusting this. All I want right now is for it to land right at the center of the finger. Man, they do. All right, cool. Let's do the next one. I am going to move this one to here. These two, I'm going to move them to here, and then I'm going to move these to here, and then this last one. Sometimes it doesn't snap into the volume, into the center, but we can easily fix that. We can just move this up and down, and it'll snap into the center. All right, so that's the second one. That's the ring finger. And I'm gonna grab this one now. Oh, by the way, if you want to just grab this one and just kind of make it straight with this finger, that's awesome. So this next one, we're gonna move them right into there. Move these right into, I'm looking at this one here while I'm moving it. And then this one, I'm looking at this one right to the center here. And then finally this one right to there. I'm trying to make them straight. So if you need to move this guy just to make him straight, go for it. I'm going to select that one and then select the rest of these. In fact, this one I am going to push right to here. I'm looking at this. I'm going to push this one to here. I'm going to push this one to here. And then this one to here. Again, I want to make them straight. So I'm just trying to keep the finger straight. And if you notice, some of them didn't do so well. So what we need to do is push these down and make sure that they snap to the volume. And just move it down. Right there. Which one didn't do? This one. There we go. And then this one. There we go. And so, if we look at the front view, we did most of them turned out very well. Let me fix this to get it aligned with the others. And then we need to do what we did to the elbow and get a little pre-bend this way. In other words, the joints have to be going this way, bent, so that they know, the IK system knows to bend them this way and not up. And so I want to grab all of these and push them up. Oh, we need to turn this off now. Grab this, push them up just a little. These, push them down. They need to be in sort of a U. Except for this one, not this one. And so this one, and then these, we need to send them down. We need to push these down. In other words, it's got to go like this, this, and then this. So I think that's good enough. Let's push these a little bit forward. Let's push these a little bit down. And then these a little further down. And so we've got a pre-bend to these. I think this one needs to go down just a little bit. There we go. Now let's take care of the thumb. Top view. Let me select the entire thumb. And then I'm going to move it over here. Select this part. And move it into place right here. Oh, I need to turn on this so that I can move it right into the volume. This one here. This one here. This one here. All right, this one here. And this one here. And so the thumb is tricky because we do need a pre-bend and the thumb is actually pointing out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn this off first and then push it and then give it that pre-bend that we were talking about for the fingers, but it's going to go this way. The hand is ready. The elbow, we gave it a pre-bend. Let's fix the rest of the body. Go to the front view. One thing we should have done first, guys, is we need to get rid of some bones because the Rigify rig puts all these face bones and we're not going to use them. And so let's go ahead and get rid of them. I'm going to select a few joints and then hit period. I want to select all the joints associated with this face and then just go ahead and delete them. Hit the delete key and delete all these joints. And I'm going to go to the front view and select the ear joints and delete them as well. Hit delete. And then there's one inside the head joint, which is this one. You have to click once and then one more time and delete that one. That's just going to cause problems. Also, I am going to delete these breast joints. Boom, delete them, all these bones. And now we can continue editing these bones. And so I'm going to select these, hit period, go to front view. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the knee. In fact, I'm going to grab the entire leg and move it back until it's centered here. Grab the knee and then move it up and centered with the knee. Select this hip joint and move it right to where the hip bends. Move this one down and then move these to about right here, a little over the hip joint. Moving up, this one is the breast joint. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to move all three of these down until this one, the very top one, is at the top of the neck. So right to there. That one is important, and then the base of the neck, and then the breastbone or the chest. And then this one, I'm going to move it up slightly to the top of the head. Remember that we gave this arm a pre-bend. We give that elbow a pre-bend, so it's pre-bent. Remember also that we gave the fingers a pre-bent. We also need to give the knee or the leg a pre-bend. So let me move down to the leg. And it's already there. So the hip, we just need to move it back a little. The knee is forward, and the ankle, we're going to put the ankle right where it goes, but right in the center, because the knee is not straight, but a little forward, and that's the pre-bend that we need. We also need to move these two to the toes. So that's the ball of the foot, and that's the tip of the foot. So the leg is cool, and then also remember to move these two. This is what gives it the roll. Move them to the back to there. All right, I think we are done. Let me look it over. I think we're done. Let me go ahead and save, and then let's go ahead and get the rig actually done though. This is the meta rig, and this is all the bones, and we just adjusted them to fit our character. Now we have to create the rig, and so now we got to go to the object mode. Make sure that the bones are selected. Go here, and then you'll see this button here that says generate rig. We're gonna go ahead and click on it so that it generates a rig. This is what happens if you scale the rig up. And so let's go ahead and undo that. And all we need to do to fix that is select the rig, select the bones, and then let's apply the scale and rotation. So we're going to do Control A, and we're going to apply rotation and scale. Boom. And that should work now. I'm glad that that happened so that we can see the problems that may occur and how to fix them. And so now let's go ahead and hit the generate rig. And there it is. We've got the rig done. And if you notice, we can still see the bones, and we can hide these for sure. Boop, just hide them. And now we have the rig complete right there. Let's go ahead and test it. If we select the rig, go up here and click on pose mode, click on the hips controller, and then G to move. Well, the rig works, but it's not attached to the geometry. So that's the next step, guys, is we're going to go to object mode, select everything, deselect the rig, and select it again. We just want that rig to be the last thing selected. And then we're going to hit Command P to parent the geometry to the rig. And so with this options, we're going to select parent with automatic weights. Boom. Takes a second, and then boom, it's done. Now we're select the rig, hit Command Tab to go to pose mode, and G to move it. And now we see that the geometry is reacting to our movement. So it is attached. Undo. It's attached to the rig, is attached to the geometry, which is controlling our geometry. Now, a couple little things before we go. We are going to turn off these. These are called relationship lines. These little dotted lines back to the 0 point, to the 3D cursor. If you go here to the viewport overlays, relationship lines, we can turn those off. Also, what I'd like to do, let me go back to object mode, Control Tab, object mode, select the rig, hit N, go to item, and I'm going to turn off a couple little things. In fact, let me go to pose mode, and you'll notice some green. Everything that's green is FK. We're not going to use FK, so I can turn these off. FK for the legs, FK for the arms, just to kind of simplify our rig. And that's all I'm going to turn off for now. And I think I'm going to leave it like that. And this rig, let me test it out a little bit. If I wanted to move him from the hips, he's moving, so we can sit him down. If we wanted to lift his legs, all right, the leg lifts, it's working, and the arm grab, it's kind of hidden, but it's there. G. All right, cool. Everything seems to be working, and so our character is now rigged. Don't forget to save. I'm going to save our work. Let's go ahead and test the fingers. We select these controllers, hit S, and make sure that the fingers kind of curl in like that, which is good. It's working. Undo that. Let me see the head. R to rotate. Yeah, it rotates. Undo that. I think the rig is working fine. We're going to stop it there, guys. The character has been rigged and it's working perfectly fine. Now, in the next video, we are going to take this character and pose him in the sitting position. In fact, here is our reference image. And so we're going to pose him in the chair. We're going to turn on everything, get him posed, and set the scene up so that we can render the animation. Hey guys, if you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Thank you guys.